In honor of the 4th of July, which happened like a week ago, I wanted to tribute a man who I believe is one of the great unsung American heroes. Now, this man is a world record-breaking athlete, a health and wellness expert, and an absolute fucking beloved member of his community. Now, some of you who live on YouTube may have already figured out who I'm talking about. But for everyone else living under a rock, I am, of course, talking about the great Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is best known for his career as an MMA assassin, specializing in high mortality strikes and having a resume that includes an unfairly judged match against UFC Hall of Famer Frank Mir that resulted in a first-round loss due to submission. But again, it was judged unfairly, so it doesn't count. Now, before completely dominating the MMA world, Dan Quinn played college football at Notre Dame. And for reasons unknown, head coach Lou Holtz failed to see the bottomless pit of talent that is Dan Quinn. So unfortunately, Dan only blessed the team with his presence for a couple seasons. But thankfully, he preserved some archival footage for future generations to benefit from. Let's take a look.
The following is proof that Lou Holtz is price fixing, game fixing the points. Notice that Pittsburgh is deploying before we are, okay? We're scrambling, running around.
Okay, so Pittsburgh has driven all the way down the field. They're right at the goal line. I mean, surely this is a touchdown. I mean, there's just no way Pittsburgh wouldn't score here, except Notre Dame has a secret weapon. Yeah, that's right. Dan fucking Quinn. Now, in the video, Dan goes on to describe, with great humility, a play he made on the field.
Bo Fazio has decided to say, fuck you, Lou Holtz. I'm supposed to stay home and look for a sweep. Everybody in the stadium knows they're going up the middle. The quarterback's already done a quarterback sneak, so there's precedent for it, okay? And what I do is crash. And I make perhaps one of the top 5 greatest defensive stops in the history of defensive football. Yeah, I'll put it up there. And you know what? I get fired for it. No shit.
Okay, so if you can't see that this man is the greatest athlete to have ever graced this planet, Stevie Wonder has better eyesight than you. I mean, look at this. The speed, the agility, the video resolution. This is the most majestic thing I have ever seen on all my years on this earth. Oh, I feel like I need a cigarette after watching that, man. Whew. All right, let's get some more analysis from the great one himself. Oh, I love you, Dan.
Perfect fucking timing. Wrapped up, and he's on his fucking way down. And Jeff Alm is getting blown out over here because he's too young to be playing. But Lou Holtz wants to force feed him in, even though he never practices. And you know what? I think that if he was a insurance salesman somewhere where he should be, instead of an NFL player, he wouldn't have blown his head off, Lou. Yeah, okay?
Oh, wow, that got kind of dark.
And was there a blanket order against me? You know what? Don't fucking mention his name. All right? Now, Lou Holtz, when I signed my letter of intent, I didn't say anything about giving the other team 6 points. And you know what? I'm wondering what it was. Was it that Russ Purnell got fired because he didn't do his fucking job and I couldn't go to USC? And you know what? What was I supposed to do? So you know what? The first defensive fucking series, see that? It's a 4-3. It was a 3-4. And Cedric Figaro, number 48, is nowhere on the field. So what Lou Holtz has done is, you know what? Made sure that number 41 doesn't make some kind of fucking spectacular play, okay?
Yeah, Lou. Dan fucking spectacular play Quinn did not bring his talents to Notre Dame just to dick around and give up touchdowns, okay? Tell him why you mad, Dan.
Because you know what? There's too many little cocksuckers like Lou Holtz. This little son of a bitch right here, I'll tell you what. Instead of being in the Coaching Hall of Fame, he should be in prison, all right? Let's see. He played John Foley, who should have never seen the field, John. You were hurt the entire year, and you were a linebacker. And yet, he played you against Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl.
All right, Dan goes on to roast some old teammates. So let's get back to his fucking spectacular play from the beginning.
Well, you know what? Maybe they don't have rewind up top. What do you say, Jackham? When I'm rich, Jack, because I'm my Trey a bitch. And you know what? That play should have been heralded. You know what? Yes, Jeff Alm getting his ass kicked. You know, that was 6 points if I don't make the stop. And the definitive fucking moment, Jack, was this really tough to see my hands come in and boom, make contact right there, okay, before he's even leaped. Okay, yeah, I have him, and he's mine. Do you fucking say my name?
Why is the world so against Dan Quinn? He leaps like a hungry Caucasian cheetah and makes the play of the millennium, and these men commentating the game can't even acknowledge him. The audacity, the calamity, the travesty not to acknowledge this great American hero makes me want to vomit. And after I vomit, I'll rehydrate myself with some goddamn stevia. At this point, you should be asking yourself one simple question. How is Dan Quinn such an absolute god? Well, it turns out the fountain of youth and the secret to Dan's unlimited athletic prowess can be found in this simple white powder. No, not crack. Stevia. Let Dan explain.
I'm going to be speaking to Frank Mir, ex-UFC heavyweight champ, my second fight, and Carter Williams, ex-world champ kickboxer, one of my fights, okay? I tell you about discovery that makes me better than this 20-year-old kid that would have kicked both your asses. Okay, you both are probably talking about, damn, that kid is tough. Carter, if you don't kick me in the nuts after, boom, I land a right hand on you, I'm blowing you out of the water, stud, for real.
Ooh, yo, Carter Williams blown the fuck out.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, congrats on all your success. It makes me look even better, okay? Now know this, guys. Stevia is the cure, okay? Stevia makes my body look like this. I haven't even really started to work out yet, but I'm faster than this kid, and this kid was fast enough to cover wide receivers downfield, actually running backs downfield at Notre Dame, okay?
So he's telling us that stevia has the power to bequeath us with the physique of a Greek god. The power of stevia borders on witchcraft, okay? And we should all thank Dan for bringing us this miracle.
It goes like this. Stevia plus water plus energy equals split H2O and pure H2O. It's cold fission, okay? And it goes like this, guys. I'm going to blend water into a healthy fuel. Whoa. Okay? That's going to return to H2O underneath soap. Get enough of the soap out, guys. My body is better than it's ever been.
Oh, my God. Can you believe it? Throughout history, mankind has sought ways to cure disease, reverse aging, sustain erections, and this whole time, the answer to all our ills was the process of cold fission. Stevia plus water plus energy, that's important, you need the energy here, it won't work, equals split H2O and pure H2O.
It goes like this, guys. I need money, okay, to get this famous, and I don't know how much money you made in your last fight, but there will be a time when I'm selling pure H2O for $1 a gallon, and everybody on planet Earth is buying it because it makes their bodies like mine. So help me get famous, and I'll retire the both of you any which way, okay? So whoever wants to help me get this famous, T. Ortiz, you didn't want to mess with Scott Smith? I'll tell you what, I've had Scott Smith on Queer Street many times. What's up, Scott? Okay? Scotty, if you were to actually to help me get this world famous, man, you could write your own ticket, dog. I discovered cold fission, okay, in a cage fight. You know what? You're a bad beep, beep, beep.
See, the self-censorship, that really highlights just how much Dan cares about the many children who may be watching this video at home with their parents. Thank you, Dan.
I'm here to actually do good deeds, all right? I need to get rich and famous, and you guys can help me. Please, let's do this, and peace.
It's time for us all to wake up and come to the only logical conclusion that this man is the most important person for the future of civilization. He discovered cold fusion, for fuck's sake. This man is literally Albert Einstein mixed with Dr. Oz, mixed with Gandhi, okay? Why is the world repeatedly dismissing such a great prescient mind? Now, we can choose to ignore him and continue drinking regular water, or we can choose to do the intelligent thing, which is to mix the stevia and energy with the water, get the split water and the pure water, throw away the soapy split water and just drink the pure water, and develop a godlike physique. It just makes sense, people. Now, along with his scientific accolades, Dan is also seen as a pillar of the community by his neighbors, where he makes it a point to go out and educate others on the many benefits of stevia. In the following video, Dan can be seen educating local authorities on the various routes of administrating stevia. Let's watch his brilliant teaching in action.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, this is on for a review. And a couple things. I understand that based on the age of the case that you need to get a new release from Mr. Quinn?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Certainly.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And then I wanted to get on record, just in case, one of your friends sees me snorting some of this. Okay, this is stevia.
Oh, don't snort it in the court.
Well, no, never in court. But I mean, out on the street, it's a white powder or whatever, and this is what. Well, maybe lithium helped too, but I ate that right hand that would have killed like an elephant, and it didn't even faze me. So I mean, maybe I should keep taking lithium.
Dan Quinn is the greatest American hero. As a young man, he rose up against the regime of Lou Holtz, and against all odds, fought to make a spectacular fucking play. He competed as a mixed martial artist when the sport was in its infancy, and by almost single-handedly making the sport mainstream in America, he has virtually ensured his place on the Mount Rushmore of MMA. In the realms of health and science, he worked tirelessly to discover cold fission, and is now in the process of changing human history through his stevia advocacy. Through his efforts, society has been gifted with better health and more defined abs. Dan Quinn's story not only provides the insight to guide the world towards a brighter future, but it also has the power to inspire a generation to get out there and make a
Fucking spectacular play.
You goddamn right, Dan.